I'm Bethany Anderson of Bethany Heals, and if life's been lifing lately, then you found me just in time. This is a pause, a permission slip to just be. And before we begin, let me remind you, your healing isn't on a timeline. Around here, we don't hustle our healing, we honor it. Trust that your intuition brought you here for a reason. So let's drop into our next archive episode. Hello, loves, and welcome to archive episode number 9. I just wanted to, first of all, send a huge message of gratitude for those that reached out to me from my most recent episode, where I shared my origin story and how I came into this world of intuitive healing. I know it was a lot, and it is a lot, but it's my story, and it led me to exactly where I'm meant to be today. I think all I wanted to share with my story is to show you what's possible. So if you haven't listened to it, definitely recommend checking it out when you have the space. And with that, we are officially stepping into October. Where did the time go? I don't know what happened. I was thinking about it today, how I have been in Washington. It'll be 6 months. I feel like I just moved here 3 months ago. And so much has happened within a 6-month time span. Moving to a different state, getting a new job, starting the podcast, my relationship ending, all these new beginnings, all these endings. I was just talking to a friend today and she was like, Bethany, I feel like you've lived 2 years of life within 6 months. And all I could say was, I have made so many decisions. Your girl is tired. I've made a lot of decisions and have taken so much action this year that I'm kind of just excited to enjoy the muggle life a little bit. This week is the first week where we have rain every single day. It's raining right now and I love it so much. I just love the cozy vibes. The leaves are changing, the weather has dropped, and this is my first fall, y'all. It's my first fall. I'm here for it all, and I'm so present and really just enjoying this new journey that I'm on. And there is something that I love to do with my clients and with my audience every month, of just this check-in for what's to come. I have a newsletter that's called The Devotion. If you haven't subscribed, I 10 out of 10 recommend it. But every month I tune into the energy for the collective for the month ahead. I give you guidance. Sometimes I include amazing playlists, which I will actually be dropping in the show notes for this episode. I created an equinox playlist. It is fire. And just different tools and practices that you can incorporate into your life for the energy and the guidance for that coming month. And so I had this idea to do kind of this mini workshop with you today, because although I love to share the stories and experiences that I'm going through, something that's really prevalent in my life is the actual rituals and practices that I incorporate into my life that help strengthen the devotion to myself. And so I kind of love to have this little check-in with you today to give you some background into what's ahead for October and some beautiful practices that we're going to do together now. So as I was writing the intuitive guidance for the month of October, I actually wrote it on the fall equinox. And the fall equinox, spring equinox, winter solstice, summer solstice, these moments in time are truly a pause. It's this threshold between seasons, and it's a beautiful marker to take a moment to just reflect, to check in with yourself, and to notice where you're at along your journey. And so I'm just curious, did you feel the shift too? The shift of the seasons? How did that show up for you in your body, in your environment? Maybe there's a shift in mindset that happened. I would love to hear in the comments what came up for you during that autumn equinox because it felt really powerful for me. I got into a really reflective space. And, this is really such a great window of time to just reflect upon this past summer season. What are the experiences that you're ready to let go of? And what are you going to take with you moving forward into the soul, the being that you're becoming next, right? Those lessons, those stories, those memories that are going to help propel you forward into this next chapter. For me, this summer season, it was a lot. I shared a lot of it in the beginning of this episode, right? There's so many changes that happened, a lot of them extremely difficult for me, but ultimately, I realized how much I love myself and how strong I really am, which I know I'm strong. I know with my past experiences and stories how strong I am, but it was just a beautiful reminder to see that I still don't give up on myself and I still push and strive to be the person that I envision for myself, to create the future that I want for myself, and to see that regardless of the changes that happened in my life, it's a part of my story, right? Every moment, every choice that I made led me to actually something greater and sometimes very unexpected. And I think that's kind of the only way that you can approach change. Change is something that we have absolutely no control over. And I think that when we remind ourselves that we can be in a dance with the divine, organized chaos of source, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, it kind of gives us some wiggle room to be curious and to notice how we show up for ourselves in those moments. And so that's what I took from my reflection of this summer season and what I'm choosing to carry with me moving forward into this beautiful fall season. So, I want to give you some background into the intuitive vision that I got for your month ahead for October. And as I was tuning into the space, into the energy of the collective, I had this really beautiful vision. So it all started with me being underwater, like deep, deep, deep in the ocean. And there was all of this beautiful, colorful school of fish and coral and seaweed and shells. And I was in, okay, it was kind of adorable, but I was in this fish town. There was all these homes and buildings, and all the fish were just hustling and bustling in their daily life. And as I'm watching and observing this town, there's this huge heat wave that comes in from the undercurrents. And the heat wave starts to destroy the coral and the homes of these fish. And so, what do the fish do? They immediately decide that they have to go, they have to move to safety. And so, they're leaving everything that they know, and they don't know where they're headed next. But as they swim, they find cooler waters with this new fish town. And it was so beautiful to see these stranger neighbors welcome them with open arms, or in this case, open fins. And so they come to coexist with this new fish town that has welcomed them. And it was so interesting to see how the town that welcomed them started to teach them the ways of their ocean, of their environment, of how they built their homes. And they just started to share all of the wisdom and knowledge that they've gathered with one another. And they started to create this entirely new environment to cohabitate with one another. And this original fish town, they ended up staying there for a while. And once they found out that their original home was back to safety, the waters had cooled, they traveled back home. And when they got to their home, instead of rebuilding as they always knew before, they took the wisdom and the knowledge that they learned and created this entirely new ecosystem that was bigger and even more beautiful than it ever was before. And so, the message that I got for your month ahead was that October is about receptivity and co creation and humble curiosity. This month, when you share the needs that you have in your life, whether there's a desire that you have or something that you want to experience with others, you might be really surprised about where that guidance, that help, that assistance will come from. It'll probably come from a very unexpected place. So, how can you be open to communing and sharing your dreams and ideals with others? And it can come in the form of someone recommending a new book or a song that you hear or a one liner that someone says walking down the street. And you're like, wow, that actually makes so much sense. So, this is really your invitation for the month of October. How can we lean into the support from those around us when we can ask for what it is that we want, that we need, and be open to receiving the wisdom that's given to you? So, that being said, I want to take a moment to ground down into our bodies, to give ourselves a little bit of an energetic reset so we can be open to receiving. So I invite you to get settled in your space. If you're driving or anything of the sort, this is obviously a practice that you can return to. But for those of you that are able and have the space to join us now, I invite you just to take a moment to get settled into your space and close your eyes if that feels good for you. And as you start to get settled into your space, wherever that is for you, just knowing that when we close our eyes, it kind of gives us this portal, this opportunity to shut off the distractions that are happening around you. It gives us permission to turn inward. So just taking a moment to maybe notice the sounds that are outside of the room that you're in, the space that you're in. Maybe the birds are chirping, the cars are driving by. And just starting to bring your awareness inside of the space that you're in. So noticing any sounds that you hear nearby that's around you. Maybe feeling the temperature of the air on your skin. If it feels good, you can rest a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. Just feeling your heart beating underneath your hand, the rise and fall of your belly with each breath that you take. And just noticing where your breath is for you right now. So with each inhale that you take, maybe in through your nose, notice if your breath maybe pauses at your heart center, your chest, or if you breathe all the way down into your belly. There's no right or wrong answer. And with your exhales, if it feels good, exhaling through your mouth especially, let go of the distractions from your day. Letting go of other people, conversations that you've had. So just breathing in you, your beautiful energy, calling back your energy from wherever you may have left it along the way. And just exhaling, releasing everything else. And on your next inhale, just start to breathe your awareness, your attention right up into the center of your head. And we call this our sanctuary space in intuitive healing. It's a few inches back behind your eyes and above your ears. So this sanctuary space, it's away from thinking, from that monkey mind, from any active mental chatter, from any pressure you may feel. So it's away from thinking, and it's in this space that feels expansive and open and peaceful. So just using your breath as a tool to assist you and just breathing your awareness into that sanctuary space. And that space can look like anything. It can be a real place, a favorite place, an imaginary place. So just noticing what that sanctuary space looks like for you. And this doesn't have to be perfect. You can just do it with ease, no effort, just being curious. You can even see yourself sitting in that space. This is your place of intuition, where your soul speaks. And then right from this center of head space, just start to direct your awareness and attention down towards the base of your seat. And imagine sitting on this beautiful, magical tree trunk. This tree trunk, it's the width of your hips and it's connected to you. And this magical tree trunk, I want you to go ahead and give it a color, just any color that feels best to you in this moment. Let it be like a nice, bright, vibrant color. And this magical tree trunk, it uses the earth's gravitational pull to just effortlessly start to root down into the floor and into the earth beneath you. So you're creating your very own grounding cord. So you're just going to let that tree trunk start to root these thousands and thousands of miles all the way down to the earth's core. Let it anchor and connect you. And you don't have to see it visually. You can just feel that it's there or know that it's there. Energy responds just with your intention. And this grounding cord, it knows exactly what to do. It just uses the Earth's gravity to start to draw down and receive any energy in your space that isn't yours, anything that isn't serving you, that's clouding your clarity, that may be causing any anxiety, frustration, stagnancy in your space. So all you have to do is just breathe into the body. And with your exhale, let it go. Let it all just break apart, fall away, just releasing down that grounding cord tucked right beneath you. You might notice some bright white releasing from your space or dark or murky colors. That's just everything that's not yours. We don't need to know what it is or who or where it's from. So just giving yourself permission to receive this healing right now. Right? You can tell that grounding cord to draw down and pull out any old past energy you may be holding on to from this past summer season, from the past experiences that you've had thus far. Anything you're ready to let go of, just let it all release down that grounding cord. And your grounding cord will continue to release for you. You won't even have to think about it. Just starting to direct your awareness attention back up towards the top of your head, your crown. And right above your head, I want you to imagine this big, bright, golden sun. So this golden sun, it acts like a magnet. It just calls back all of your life force energy from wherever you may have left it along the way. You can silently say your name to yourself 3 times or write your name in that golden sun and just start to watch all of your beautiful and vibrant and bright and pastel colors fill in this golden sun. Calling it back from all spaces and places and time. Calling back your clarity and your ease and your joy, your amusement, your abundance, your creativity. Just let it all fill in this golden sun. And once that sun feels completely filled, you're just going to let it start to melt like liquid gold. Let it pour down into the top of your head, your crown, and start to fill in and replenish every cell, every fiber of your being. It just trickles down and tingles down and fills in your head and your neck and your shoulders. It flows down along the channels of your arms and out of your fingertips. It fills in your middle back and your chest and your lower back and your belly. It swirls around your hips and flows down along your legs. Out the bottoms of your feet, just spills out all around you. So just replenishing your entire space with you. So just breathing in you. Exhaling, releasing everything else. And once you feel completely filled, you can slowly just start to bow down to yourself, like leaning forward, just letting any excess energy run off the top of your head. And you can come up and open your eyes when you're ready. Sometimes it feels good once I finish a grounding practice like that to rub my hands together, get back into my body. And I want to invite you to work with me on a few journal prompts from this clear space. So if you'd like, you can pause the podcast for a moment, grab your journal and a pen, or you can write your answers down in your notes. But I'm going to give you a few journal prompts to reflect upon for this coming season. So the first question that I have for you. With you, and I'll be sure to put these in the show notes as well, is what parts of my old home, habits, structures, beliefs, are ready to be transformed? And my next question that I have for you is, where can I practice saying yes instead of questioning whether I deserve it? And the last question I have for you is, if I could ask for help without hesitation, what would I ask for? So these are all invitations for you to pause the episode and actually write down your thoughts from this clear, grounded self. And let that be your little nudge to stay open to what's possible for the month of October. And I want to remind you that devotion to the self, it's built in these small moments. You can return to these prompts at any time, but this is how we start to build the practical and helpful habits and structures that continually guide us towards trusting our own inner wisdom, our own intuition. When we create these moments for the self, that is the powerful guidance that we can gather moving forward. So I would love to hear in the comments, or you can reach out to me on Instagram or wherever, what came up for you as you worked on these prompts. how that grounding meditation felt for you. And I'm so excited for what's ahead. Private container called The Foundation. It's a one-to-one offering where I work with clients for 3 whole months on a issue or stuck point that they're currently facing in their life. And it's a lot of work, but the results have been absolutely amazing. I planned on having 5 spots left for the rest of this year. Before I even announced the spots left, I actually now only have 2 left. So, if you're interested in working with me one-to-one on what a practice of devotion to the self can look like for you, I'll put the link for a free intro call with me below. I want to make sure it's a fit for both of us. And as you know, my private sessions are always open. We just finished our first session of my 8-week program Elixir as well, and I'm so excited for these women. But the wait list is now open for spring for Elixir. So if you missed the call this round, it'll be back in April 2026. So I'm really looking forward to working with you in any capacity. And I am so excited to share that I'm finishing up about 7 guest episode recordings. 7 more. So I will start to introduce some of those in the coming weeks. And I can't wait for you to hear from the amazing, powerful women that I've got for this show and what they have to bring into the world. So for now, I'm sending you so much love. If you made it to the end of this episode, please like, subscribe, rate me 5 stars so I can keep this going. And I can't wait to connect with you in my next episode.